Keeping things rolling right along, it's Brian with HTG, and we've got level 5 Hydra Hijinks STORY for LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. We're going to get a trophy achievement as well as a gold brick for completing the level. We fall just short of the estimated 110,000 stud requirement, but hey, guess what? Shh! Cutscene!
Have you seen Klaw and his men?
No, we just arrived.
The Hydra Empire. All that's wrong in the galaxy can be found in this place.
We should keep it down. We don't want to arouse suspicion.
There could be any number of portals connecting areas of time and space.
Let's look for a portal back to Manhattan.
We need to pursue Klaw and seek out the Vibranium. Kang must have a purpose for it.
Hey, it's Klaw!
Panther, Star Lord, and I can head for that airship. The rest of you should head back if you can.
Ruh-roh. Hey, what's this? We got a floating blimp. We better do something about it, eh? Turns out we can actually spawn all sorts of vehicles already right here in the free roam or hub areas, and we're going to show you how to do that. Basically, here it is. It's going to show us how to do it. We're going to hold down the character select button and then press square, or B, I guess, depending on which console you're playing, or maybe it's A. No, Y? X. X! It's X! Regardless, you can choose a number of different vehicles. Some are ground, some are air, maybe even some sea. We'll have to wait and see. Now, in this particular case, I'm going to recommend you don't use the Quinjet, because basically I had an issue where I flew all the way up here and I had a heck of a time getting out of the Quinjet and landing on this little platform. Now, on top of that, for whatever reason, flying the Quinjet up here did not spawn or cue this next little cutscene, which, let's go ahead and eavesdrop and see what these guys are up to, huh?
Yeah, it's a little less than we'd planned thanks to those interfering Avengers. Now, open up! We need to bump the next phase of the plan up the schedule.
Alright, now's our chance to go ahead and swoop in and hack this terminal. Now, Star-Lord is an easy way to get up here. If you use the Quinjet or some sort of other flying vehicle and had troubles, I recommend maybe just dropping down and switch characters and flying up here. Regardless of how you land up here, go ahead and approach the terminal and continue to press the icon indicator. For us, it is X. And it's going to tell us we need to find some vibranium samples. And it's kind of funny because it's like, if you don't have any, go ahead and say yes, and we will administer a search locally in the area for vibranium pieces. So we go ahead and click the button, and look at that. It shows us not only on our compass in the bottom left-hand corner, but it also will show us on the overall map when you press your map button. For us, it is the pressure-sensitive, no, psych, it's the touchpad. I almost called it the pressure-sensitive switch, which I guess is also true. But we're going to go ahead and plummet all the way down to the ground here. And look at that. I'm actually making my way over to one of the first pieces of vibranium showing on my compass. Now, some of these are kind of tricky. Like you can see, I seem like I'm maybe standing on it. So I'm going to fly up. And when I get up in the air, it actually shows me that there are arrows pointing down, indicating that it's actually below my current state. So I walk around the corner and look at that. It's actually hiding inside the department store there. So that's probably the most random one that we find. However, there is this one tucked behind the corner there, which is kind of cheeky as well. Now, the next one's up on top of the stairs, right in the middle here by the Hydra door. And, ooh, don't forget the bluesy. And this next one was kind of tricky too, I guess. It made me feel like it was going to be tucked around to the far right corner there like the other one was on the other side of the building, but no, it's hiding behind that weird crane-like pillar. And next up, we've got one just kind of tucked in here somewheres. Wait for it. It's right around the corner. Oh, yeah, this one's behind this other terminal right here. It's all right. We got to go ahead and swoop that up. So we are halfway there. We actually just need to, well, this next one's actually floating above a light, if I remember correctly. And there it is. The draw distance wasn't quite there yet, but there she blows. We'll go ahead and fly up there with Star-Lord and swoop it up. Next one's hiding in this little pillar under here. And I think we have to jump up and fly into a little cubby for the next one, if I remember right. Maybe not. I was a little skeptical about blasting everything in sight as I normally do, but I didn't want to like reveal any gold bricks or any extra collectibles that we plan on getting when we return to this area in free roam. And look at that. Speaking of that little cubby we had to jump up into, we've got it. We only need 2 more. That's right. And look at that. They're right by each other. This one's tucked away right by this main door. Another Hydra door. And last but not least, this one is just hiding right in this little gully on the street corner there. So once you get all 10 of them, feel free to fly right back up. If you prefer using a jet or feel it's faster, or maybe you know something I don't, drop a comment down below and let us know. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and fly up here with Star Lord and approach the terminal. And I like this too. It's kind of talking some trash like we're slacker faces. It's all, hey man, speed it up, you know, hurry up. But we go ahead and approach it and we deposit all of the vibranium. And look at that. Accepted. Accepted. And speaking of accepted, you should head on over to Facebook right now and send us a friend invite. I promise we will accept it and we could be friends. And not only that, but on every Friday we have a giveaway that you might be interested in. So once the door opens on the ship, go ahead and head on over and listen to some little banter between Black Panther and, well, I guess that's it. See ya!
Just when you thought it couldn't get any odder around here, with Knights, Kingdoms, and Jungles being our new neighboring districts, I can exclusively reveal a new dark side to Chronopolis. A twisted, tyrannical, totalitarian Hydra version of our beloved Manhattan. How and when this happened, who can say? All J. Jonah Jameson knows is this corrupted, Hydra-run Big Apple is collaborating with Kang. Any friend of Kang, though, faces a red, white, and blue pasting from a real New Yorker, who also happens to be an Avenger. Captain America, who, along with Black Panther, is hot on the heels of Klaw and the stolen Wakandan vibranium, as they press on to the Hydra airship for answers. Hydra still use airships? Yeah, balloons are real scary.
You know, I never thought I'd end up working for a totalitarian regime. Funny how things turn out.
Yeah, but it's not all bad. Look at this logo. That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool, I guess. Although it should have 8 arms, surely. Being an octopus.
Hey, you know what? You're right. I never thought of that.
Klaw must be around somewhere. Along with that vibranium.
Ah, Captain America. Nice of you to join us. You cease to exist here in the glorious world of Hydra, but the meddlings of Kang Mina must put up with your star-spangled nonsense once more.
Giving Klaw a hand, Zola?
A little joke, very good. Soon you will be laughing on a different side of your face. Alert! Intruders detected in lower sector 5A. Hail Hydra!
Bingo! I got action. No, just kidding. Well, technically we do. We've got some bad guys coming in as they just summoned all of the local baddies to come and eradicate us on our goals of taking over. And as you can see here, we've got kind of this T-shaped path here. It's like an upside down T. And on the far right side of our screen, we're actually going to see a little handheld. You probably noticed I jumped up and pulled that bad boy down, which actually revealed a secret wall. And we can use those acrobatic points to go ahead and get up top now. But before moving along, I wanted to kind of double back and not only get a stud multiplier going here by taking out a couple of bad guys quickly, but there is a couple of bluesies and a purple twosie. We wanted to make sure we got those. So with that multiplier being what it was, when I grabbed those, I'm already up to 30,000 studs, more or less. And as we continue along here, this was kind of a weird glitch. Like, I had an issue where I made a mistake and I had to replay this level. Now, when I first got through here, I got all the way up top here and got in the line of fire right there before that little cutscene happened. Now, as you noticed just a second ago, I wasn't even up top yet, and that cutscene kind of kicked in. So, a weird little loading glitch, if you will, and it didn't really affect or bother us at all. But essentially, once you get up top after that little cutscene, you're going to want to switch to Captain and redirect these laser beams at that gold and melt it down. And look at that. He actually runs off. It says we won this round. I didn't realize that we were fighting. Well, I guess we kind of did, but I didn't realize there was a round counter, I guess is what really comes down. And so, essentially, he runs off, and we got to go chase him down. Now, there's a glowing part that looks like a mini kit inside that door under the Hydra symbol, but as you guys know, we'll be back in the free play to go ahead and grab all of those collectibles. In fact, if you listen really carefully, you can even hear Mr. Stan Lee holler out for some help. And as you know, we'll be back to freely at a later time. Now, in the back left side, you can see a glowing box that we'll go ahead and smash and rebuild. And there was also some up at the front side there that allowed us to build a Captain America shield panel there. So once we take out all the bad guys, we can hop on that panel there and press the icon indicated and then throw our shield and bounce it off those baboingers until it gets what we need. But however, we have to flip this switch first in order to get all of the access points for our baboinger. So not only that, but there's tons of studdage. So I'm going to go ahead and butt slam everything in the room and, of course, collect it all too. Now, all right, we flip the switch, we drop it like it's hot, and look at that. We got a couple of new boxes that are in the path of our shield. So we're going to go ahead and approach that shield switch and make it happen. Now, I had not, each one of these characters has kind of a special attack move when you're up close and personal. Usually it'll tell you to press a button. For us, it's circle, and that will actually cue some sort of awesome animation scene and take the guy down, rather than the old spam Rooney where we hit the buttons and he just cha-cha-cha-cha. But I hadn't done Captain America's. It's pretty cool how he takes his shield and bounces it off his head. And speaking of taking the shield and bouncing it off things, we'll go ahead and ricochet it off, and I love that. It's pretty sweet. And then look at this. It gives us the old gravity booster here. So we're going to build that up and switch on over to Star Lord and toss one of those little gravity booster, I don't know what those are, the little nodes. And look at that. Tractor beam. Look at that, sucks it all in there and gives us a nice clear pathway out of here. So we'll go ahead and follow that down and out. Look at that, there's a ladder we can take. We'll go ahead and use that, don't mind if I do. Now you might have noticed too, there's a whole bunch of Captain America posters scattered throughout. I believe there's 6 total. Those are gonna be related to a mini kit, I do believe. It could be a character token, I suppose. But my guess is it's going to be a mini kit related item, and we're gonna skip those. There's one on the left right there, we just passed one. I think there's one up on the top left there. Nah, missed that. There's one right there at the top of the ladder on the left. So they're out there. Don't worry, though. We'll get them all. Tyler P is actually working hard right now, getting those all ready for me so I can make the videos for you. Now, speaking of which, got to give a shout out to you for watching this, of course, and also a shout out to Warner Brothers for hooking us up with this copy. Now, I'm sure you're probably getting tired of hearing me say it or looking at that hashtag WB promotion up in the right-hand corner. However, we have to do that by law, as we don't want you feeling we're getting some unfair reviews or any kind of unfair information because we were gifted this game. Now, as you guys know, we've been playing LEGO games long before we got our sponsorship, and as it turns out, it didn't change anything. We always give an unbiased review, and we're always as honest as possible, and of course we try to disclose any information, even when I make mistakes and edit things out, even if it doesn't show the edit and I could have gotten away with it. I don't know why. It's just my honesty, I guess. As a youngster, I wasn't very honest, so now as an oldster, I'm trying to, make up for that old-timey, stuff that I could have done better on. So anyway, balance. Got to get that balance. Speaking of balance, this is very unfair. We've got the rule of 3 going on here where Klaw actually has bad guys he sends after us, and even a couple of those bad guys are like little mini bosses. So we take out the little bad guys, then take out the mini boss bad guys, and then we get a chance at Klaw, and after a short sequence of cha-chawing the Klaw, we actually get to repeat it all over again. Now, he also brings in this weird electric guy. I noticed that we take him down a few times, but he almost seems to be invincible when he is out. So, it's something to do with the force field. You can see he's got the power. But we're going to go ahead and take him down. Luckily for us, our AI characters are doing most of the work on that, and I'm just focusing on the main bad guys. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but when I'm fighting the main boss, I don't mess around with the little dudes. I go right for the big dude and try to take him down, because that's what's most important, right? Once that health meter is depleted, everybody else disappears. It's kind of that hive-minded deal where if you take out the main leader, they all go bye-bye. All right, so yeah, he is using this rushed or ranged attack where he's charging at us, and it's certainly doing some good when he connects. But we got them moves like Jagger.
Say guten Tag to our latest creation, Vibranium Troopers.
You're all hot air, Zola.
We need to land this bird before they convert the rest of the vibranium.
Baron Zemo.
Another friend of yours?
You could say that. Panther, get after Klaw. We'll fix this guy.
Got it.
Zemo!
Captain America! It's been too long! Kang said you'd come calling!
Did he now?
Thank goodness for rocket power.
Got a parachute? Good!
So, you know how to fly this thing?
Sure. No problem.
All right, so bravo, TT and Warner Brothers, as just as I was kind of starting to feel like this game had a little bit of repetitiveness to it. I mean, yes, we're playing as different characters. Yes, we're going to different areas and seeing different landscapes and different themes from the Marvel universe. However, the process was still pretty much the same. And that's kind of an issue I have with a lot of these bigger RPG type games. You know, the fetch quest games where you go here and you see somebody, you get this for that somebody, and then you go back to somebody else and that completes the quest. Now, those are fun, but after you do that like 10 or 15 times, regardless if you're seeing Bob first and Jane second and Billy Bob third, it still just kind of feels like the same process over and over again. And for whatever reason, I kind of lose interest. So I was really happy to see this kind of flying sequence, as it did kind of change the overall dynamic up. Now, we are still chasing after a bad guy. It is certainly still a boss battle, but it was very different. And not only was it a funny angle because we're flying away and flying too, but it's also, you know, up in the air, and it's not so much of a button mashing situation. In this case, you just got to hold it down. Now, as we're flying around, you probably noticed there's a handful of different things. We got these fighter planes that come in and swoop on. We've got rockets that we're trying to shoot off. We also have some hot air balloons. You probably noticed I've actually hit a few of them on accident. In fact, I'm getting ready to hit another one right now. They're almost impossible to avoid. And as you guys know, I'm trying to avoid the collectibles so we can come back and get them all in one video, the free play video. But look, I was trying to avoid that and I got it anyway. So there's a good chance that you might accidentally get that mini kit. And if you did, it's not the end of the world. I just like to get them all in one video so you guys don't have to watch multiples. That being said, I was actually kind of starting to panic because I think it's right about now where I accidentally go on this little spree of getting them. So I skipped that guy, and look at me, I'm waiting to fire. Like, I'm taking damage because I don't want to get that hot air balloon. But then I'm pretty sure it accidentally happens in a sequence right here. And I think I go like 5, 6, 7. I think I get all the way up to 7. I could be wrong. But, oh, and look at this. Now, all of a sudden, we got somebody on the wing of our plane. So, again, switching that up, too. Not only did they give us something new there, but they gave us a nice little cool addition to that, which I thought was fun. Getting out on the wing of the plane is kind of dangerous, and it felt death-defying, so I was very pleased. Now, oh, no, it's a cutscene!
Nice flying!
Nice shooting.
Nice mess.
Greetings, friends. Miss Marvel gave tell of your peril. Captain Marvel and I will pursue Kang.
Agreed. All head back to Avengers Mansion when you're done.
After you.
No, after you. After her.
Booyaka show, live and let fly. Ding, 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 pew, pew. Live and let fly. I don't know. Sorry, I had to sing. People have been requesting some singing lately. I haven't been in a very singing type of a mood, so I figured, that seemed too easy to miss. So we go ahead and we do a little live and let die reworking there for live and let fly. Now, we got the level complete, which, of course, opens up free play. It also gives us a gold brick and a couple of character tokens. Now, I am on level 5, and I still have not confirmed how many character tokens are going to be retrievable per level. Now, we know there's a Stan Lee, and I presume that's what the silhouetted character in the top right screen is right now. I believe that is the Free Lee icon, even though it's different than the pause menu Free Lee icon, which is the traditional head of Stan Lee. Now, I've been told that there are some character tokens floating around. I've been also told that there aren't some. So if you have some information for me, great. Tyler P should have all of that locked up soon. So I should have some good solid info for you if you are also wondering. But that being said, that's going to wrap it up for LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 Level 5 Hydra Hijinks, where we got that Live and Let Fly trophy achievement. And as for me, yeah, this is awesome. We're plowing through. Next up, Level 6. Let's do it. As always, until next time, live and let by.